Hey everyone, and welcome to RUBIN'S Mind Lab, where we break down the latest research into what it really means. Ever wonder if there is a new kind of intelligence we need to think about in this AI-dominated world? Well, this fascinating study might have a clue. Today we're diving into a groundbreaking concept called AIQ, or Artificial Intelligence Quotient. Think of it like IQ for how well you can actually use AI. The researchers wanted to know if this is a real thing and if we can measure it. This whole idea started because AI is everywhere now. It is in science, business, even law. So understanding how to use AI well is super important. If some people are much better at using AI than others, it could make existing social and economic differences even bigger. The researchers wanted a way to understand and measure this ability. They said AIQ is just like IQ for problem solving, or SQ for understanding people, or CQ for navigating different cultures. AIQ is all about how good you are at understanding and dealing with artificial intelligence. They believe that people with high AIQ are really good at making both humans and AI do their best work together, playing to each other's strengths and covering up weaknesses. It's about knowing when to trust the AI, when to question it, and how to ask it the right questions, or what they call crafting effective AI queries. They even point to examples like center chess. This is where a human plays chess but uses AI for help. Even with the best AI, some players consistently win more than others. It's not about having a better AI, but about knowing how to use it best. Sometimes amateur players using AI even beat experts who had more advanced AI. This quote from Dekrimer and Kasparov really sums it up. The real power comes from how the person and the computer work together. The evidence isn't just anecdotes. A big review of 106 studies on human and AI working together showed that while human AI teams usually beat humans alone, they didn't always beat the best human or the best AI. But the important thing was that the success level varied a lot between different people. The researchers think AIQ is the key individual difference that explains why some people work so much better with AI than others. So, how do you prove a new kind of intelligence exists? The researchers followed methods used to prove things like collective intelligence. They did it in three main ways. First, they looked for stable human eye capability. That means seeing if someone who is good at using AI for a task stays good at it over time. Second, they checked if people who did well on one AI task also tended to do well on other AI tasks. If they could pull out one main IQ score from all these different tasks, it would suggest a general ability. And third, they tested for validity. Concurrent validity means the AIQ score predicts performance on a new AI task right now. Prospective validity means it predicts performance on future AI tasks. They did 5 studies to check all this. Study 1 looked at 18 years of global data from centaur chess tournaments. This is where humans use AI to play chess. They found that a player's ability to perform well in these human eye chess games was pretty stable over time. What's interesting is that a player's own chess skill, their ELO rating, didn't really predict how well they did in centaur chess. In fact, sometimes it even seemed to hurt their performance. This suggests that just being good at something yourself doesn't automatically make you good at using AI for that same thing. Study 2 was similar but used a game called Renju, which is like 5 in a row. This study lasted for 6 months. They found that people's ability to play Renju with AI was stable over time. Crucially, this human AI capability was different from their normal IQ, their social intelligence, or how good they were with computers. This strongly suggested AIQ was a separate thing. Now, studies 1 and 2 gave strong hints. But study 3 is where they really got down to business. They used ChatGPT, a very common AI tool, and gave participants 4 different tasks to complete with it. These tasks were designed to test different things like creativity, convergent thinking, and problem solving. They found that yes, they could indeed extract a single AIQ score from how well people performed on these different ChatGPT tasks. This AIQ score was able to predict how well people would do on new tasks, even new tasks using ChatGPT. And importantly, this AIQ score was a better predictor than a person's IQ. To make sure their AIQ score was really measuring something meaningful, they used a clever method called leave one out cross-validation. Basically, they'd calculate the person's AIQ based on 3 tasks and see how well that score predicted their performance on the 4th task. They found that this AIQ score was a good predictor, and again, it was better than IQ at predicting this human. IA performance. They also made sure that the AIQ score wasn't just measuring how hard someone tried. They checked personality traits related to effort and noted that participants had to stay for the full task time to encourage effort. This showed that AIQ is about ability, not just trying harder. Study 4 took all of this and replicated it with more people. But it also added a longitudinal element. They tested AIQ's concurrent validity, meaning how well the AIQ score predicted performance on a new task with ChatGPT on the same day. Then, for prospective validity, they tested if the AIQ score predicted performance on a completely different task using a different AI, Zhou AI, a week later. And guess what? It worked. The AIQ score predicted performance on the same day ChatGPT task and also predicted performance on the Zhou AI task a week later. This really solidified the idea that AIQ is a general ability that can predict how well you'll do working with different AIs in the future. Study 5 really put AIQ to the test. They used an even larger and more diverse sample. This time from the US and the UK. They used more ChatGPT tasks to get an even broader measure of AIQ. And the prospective validity test was even more rigorous. They predicted performance on tasks using Gemini, another major AI 3 weeks later. Once again, the AIQ score proved to be a strong predictor. Not only did it predict performance on the new ChatGPT task on the same day, but it also predicted performance on Gemini tasks 3 weeks down the line. This shows AIQ is robust across different AIs and over time. They also checked AI literacy, which is just knowing about AI, and found that AIQ was still a better predictor of using AI effectively. So after all 5 studies, the researchers are confident that AIQ is real and measurable. It is not just about having a good brain IQ or being good with people, SQ, or even knowing facts about AI. Literacy. It is a specific ability to work effectively with AI. The big theoretical contribution here is the concept of AIQ itself. It expands our understanding of human intelligence and how we interact with technology. They showed that AIQ is distinct from IQ and SQ, and that it's often a better predictor of how well you'll perform in human-AI collaborations. They also showed that AIQ can be measured relatively quickly, making it practical for research and for people to understand their own AI abilities. This has major real-world implications. For individuals, knowing your AIQ can help you identify areas to improve. For organizations, understanding the AIQ of your workforce is key to using AI successfully, and not just wasting money on technology. For educators, it means thinking about how to teach students not just subjects, but how to collaborate with AI. And for policymakers, it is about ensuring that everyone benefits from AI and that it doesn't widen societal gaps. Especially noting that age seemed to be a factor, with older individuals potentially having lower AIQ. Now, no study is perfect. The researchers mentioned that future work could explore more types of AI and tasks, and maybe even use interviews to understand how high AIQ people operate. They also want to figure out how to actually increase AIQ, suggesting that learning about AI strengths and weaknesses, like AI literacy, could be a starting point. They even hinted that things like asking follow-up questions and critically evaluating AI suggestions might be ways to boost AIQ. Aligning with other research on critical thinking with AI, they will also be looking at longer-term predictions for AIQ. So, the introduction of AIQ is a really important step in understanding our relationship with artificial intelligence. It's not about saying AI is smarter than us, but about understanding how we can best work with it. So what do I think? This research is incredibly timely. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, understanding our ability to use it effectively is crucial. The idea that simply having a high IQ isn't enough to excel with AI is a really important takeaway. We need to develop new skills. The studies, particularly the longitudinal ones, and the use of different AIs provide a solid foundation for the existence and measurability of AIQ. One limitation is that while they tested the predictive power of AIQ, the exact mechanisms behind what makes someone have high AIQ aren't fully detailed beyond general understanding and complementarity. Future research could dive deeper into the specific cognitive processes and behaviors that define high AIQ. Also, the reliance on student samples in many of these studies means results might differ in broader populations, though Study 5 broadened this significantly. Still, further application with diverse age groups and professional backgrounds would be valuable. The real-world implications are massive. Imagine personalized AI training programs designed to boost AIQ. Organizations could tailor their AI integration strategies based on their workforce's AIQ. And educational institutions could adapt curricula to prepare students for this new era. What's next? We'll likely see a surge in research and practical tools aimed at measuring and improving AIQ. We might even see AIQ scores become as common as IQ scores, helping us navigate our increasingly AI-driven world more effectively. What do you guys think about AIQ? Do you feel like you are good at working with AI, or is it still a struggle sometimes? Let me know in the comments below, and if you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to RUBIN'S Mind Lab for more explorations into the human mind. See you next time.